The host fingerprint is a hashed value of the SSH server's public key. Hashing a public key transforms the lengthy public key into a shorter, easier to read value that represents the public key. The host fingerprint provides a way to verify the server you are communicating with. Each SSH server generates host fingerprints when it is installed. The location of the host fingerprint depends on the SSH server. On Unix servers, navigate to the root directory and proceed into the etc. and then SSH directory. If you are using the Georgia SoftWorks SSH server, navigate to the Program Files x86 directory, open the Georgia SoftWorks directory, and then open the Georgia SoftWorks SSH Shield directory. Here you will find a text file named hostfingerprints.txt. This file contains the host fingerprint values. Contact your system's administrator for your SSH server if you need assistance obtaining a host fingerprint to your SSH server. Providing a host fingerprint adds an extra layer of security that is targeted at stopping man-in-the-middle attacks. Requiring a host fingerprint match validates the identity of the SSH server before any credentials are passed. A man-in-the-middle attack occurs when an attacker sets up a server at the web address where you would normally find the SSH server you want to connect to. The attacker does his best to imitate the SSH server and may even pass on your messages and provide a functional connection. Unfortunately, the attacker has managed to insert himself directly into the beginning of your communication stream and is able to access all the decryption keys needed to interpret all the information sent between the SSH server and the client. Even worse, the attacker now has the ability to alter messages and send incorrect data to the server or to the client, or hijack the client's identity and communicate directly with the server, successfully claiming to be the client. Once you have obtained the host fingerprints of the SSH server, you may enter the host fingerprint values into the configuration of the tunnel. Before the business tunnel sends credentials to the server to establish a tunnel and channel, the Georgia SoftWorks Business Tunnel uses the host fingerprint to verify the identity of the server. The host fingerprint fields are optional. However, providing a host fingerprint will require the SSH server to identify itself before the business tunnel supplies credentials. This extra level of security provides peace of mind to users who require the highest level of protection from cyber attack. The Georgia SoftWorks SSH server generates 3 types of public keys on setup: an RSA key, a DSA key, and an ECDSA key. Generally, you will want to input each of the 3 fingerprints into the 3 boxes. The reason is that the SSH server and the business tunnel will negotiate and determine the best encryption algorithm to use. Depending on which algorithm is chosen, the host fingerprint supplied in the tunnel configuration will need to match the corresponding encryption algorithm's public key fingerprint. Since you may not know which one is chosen, you should enter the fingerprints for all 3. If the SSH server responds with an incorrect fingerprint, the Georgia SoftWorks Business Tunnel will immediately close the connection attempt and no credentials will be sent to the rogue SSH server. With the Business Tunnel, you can be secure in knowing that the rogue SSH server was unable to access any critical information. Let's see a host fingerprint in use. We will configure the host fingerprint for our example video D01. Each example video presents a specific security issue that is easily solved using the Georgia SoftWorks Business Tunnel. We have obtained our host fingerprints from our SSH server administrator. Now we will add them to the tunnel configuration to increase the security of our connection process to the SSH server. First, we open the Georgia SoftWorks Business Tunnel. Expand Configuration and click on Tunnels. We will add the host fingerprint values to our Anywhere to Amazon Cloud SSH Server tunnel. Click on the tunnel name and click on Edit. In the SSH host info field, we will provide our host fingerprint values. Ensure the Enable this tunnel checkbox is marked and click OK. We see the Activate button becomes available. You have to activate the configuration changes to get the tunnel service to recognize new configuration information. So let's activate the tunnel. Now let's expand activity. Click on Tunnels and view the tunnel activity on the tunnel. Here we find the tunnel name, the host name, the state of the connection, and some server identification information. Below we find more details about the connection. The Host Fingerprint section displays the host fingerprint offered by the SSH server. So there you go. Now you have the additional verification security supplying a host fingerprint provides. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.